starting with the next unit, unit number 16, tab strip control. It contains two lessons, lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. Lesson number 1, generally it defines the tab strip control, and lesson number 2, you will study about the how we can modify the tab strip controls. So starting with the lesson number 1, defining tab strip controls. Now you can see here the tab strip controls generally act as a container for the other screen objects. So you can see this is a tab strip on which we have the number of components, screen components or screen elements that we can display tab by tab. So it displays the various components of an application onto a single screen and allow the user to navigate between these components. By pressing each of the tab, you can navigate between the different components, and each tab contains the number of screens, and this screen contains the number of screen element. So it acts as a container for the other screen objects, and generally we use the tab strip control where some of the objects or screen elements that belongs together logically. So the tab strip control act as a container for the other screen objects. You can create this tab strip control by programming as well as by using the tab strip control element. Come to the next topic. This is tab strip. We can select the tab strip elements from the element list of the screen painter, and then we can design the number of screens for each of the tab strip element. As you can see, this is a tab strip element in which we have, this is first the current tab title. So each tab must have some tab title. Second, we have the scrollable for the more tab page. Suppose we have number of tabs and we have displayed some part of the screen, so we can use the scroll bar to display the number of tabs. Or you can also click on this tab button. It will list all the tab pages and it will display the current page is indicated. That means you have selected the current tab page, and it shows your tab order. You can see this practically. Go to SCAT Object Navigator and select the program for which you want to create the tab strip element. Now select the particular screen on which you want to create the tab strip control. So in my case, I am selecting here the screen number 1800. Just double click on it. And click on the layout. Now make it editable. Delete the previous element. Now you can see this is our tab strip control. Just click on it and drag and drop it. So it automatically creates the two tabs. So this is our tab strip control, and you can see this is a border and this is our tabs, tab 1 and tab 2. So here you can specify your tab titles, and here you can specify the subscreen area. Now come to the next topic, page element technical view. As you can see, the page element generally consists of tab title, subscreen area, this is a subscreen area, and this subscreen area contains the subscreen. So a tab title functions which is like same a push button. So if you see that in this case this tab 1 will act as a push button. Similarly, tab 2 will act as a push button. So this is our text that we are giving to the tab title page, and which will act as a push button. Next, it contains the subscreen area. So this tab strip is containing the subscreen area, and this subscreen area contains is your subscreen. So any number of subscreen you can create and assign to this subscreen area. Come to the next topic, tab strip control attributes. There are generally two attributes that is related to the tab strip control. The first one is journal and second is tab strip. In case of journal, we have your tab strip control name as well as start position, and third one is size, static size. Next attribute is resizable. You can resize your tab strip control according to your requirement, application requirement, vertical or horizontal. You can also give the minimum size, vertical and horizontal. So these are the attributes of the tab strip control. Come to the next topic, how we can create the tab strip control. As you can see, first of all, we need to define the tab strip area, the first step. Second step is we need to define the tab title, and then we need to define the subscreen area. So you can see it also practically. So firstly, we have created here tab strip area. In this tab strip area, give the title of this tab 1. Suppose I am giving here flight. This is the tab and this is your text. Flight booking. Similarly, you can also give the name here. This is our name is tab 2 and text is flight detail. Now I am assigning here the tab strip control name. This is our tab strip first one control, so TC1. So we have created here the two push button, or you can say that we have created here the two tabs with the name flight booking as well as flight detail. Here I can change this the name. Suppose this is our first tab, so TB1. Now similarly, like you assign the function code to the push button, similarly we need to define here the function code. So I am assigning here the function code flight booking. Similarly, you can also assign this is flight detail. Now click on the save. Now the step number 1 was create tab strip area, then give the title to the tabs and then define the subscreen or area. So this is our subscreen area. So these were the steps of creating the tab strip control. So next topic is creating a tab strip control tab strip area. So this is again showing you the number of steps how we can create the tab strip control onto the main screen. So step number 1, the first one is create the tab strip area, layout editor you can say it. Second, give the name to the tab strip area. Step number 3, you can use it into your program. So here you can define the particular object of the tab strip with the help of controls. So this is a type of controls, and we can use here the keywords controls, my tab strip, then type is tab strip if you are using in case of ABAP programming. And one thing that I want to tell you, the type tab strip is defined in the type group. This is a type group, and the type group is CX tab underscore tab strip. So this is a structure type of which we are creating the particular work area. Now come to the next topic, which will describe your step-by-step procedure of creating the tab strip onto the main screen. So this is first step. After creating the tab strip control area, you must need to define the tab title. So This is step number 1. We have described here the tab strip area. Then we are defining this tab strip attributes, the name of the tab strip area, then text, and then function code. Similarly, if you can also give here the number of object list. So in my case we have 3 tabs, one tab, one second tab, and third tab. For each tab, or you may say that the tab push button, we need to define the function code. So function code here we have assigned function code 1, function code 2, and function code 3. The one thing that must kept in mind is we need to define this function type must be the P, that is your local GUI function normal. You can see this function type here. So this is our first one, this is our second one, tab. So we have defined here the function code, this is FD. For this one we have defined here the FD, but the function type must be the our P type. Similarly, for the second function type must be the P. Click on the save button. Come to the next topic, creating tab strip control, tab strip subscreen area. So in the practical I have shown you how we can create the subscreen area. Just select the subscreen area element from the element list and drag drop onto the particular tab, so by which you can create the number of subscreen and assign to the number of tab pages. So this was all about the lesson number 1 of the unit number 16. So starting with the next lesson, lesson number 2, modifying tab strip controls. In this lesson you will see how we can use this local scrolling in the tab strip control. For local scrolling, it is required that all the function type of all the tabs must be the same, that is P type. Second, you will see how we can use this PI scrolling in the tab strip control, and the last one you will see how we can create the tab strip control using the wizard. The screen painter also provide a special element which is called tab strip control using the wizard. So by using this wizard you can also create the tab strip control directly onto the screen. So starting with the first topic, scrolling locally in the tab strip control. You can scroll between the pages locally at the front end. That means when you scroll through the mouse, the tab pages will scroll locally at the front end. So if a different subscreen area is assigned to each of the page element in the tab strip control, it is essential to send all the subscreen to the front end. And when you want to send all the subscreen to the front end, there must be tab strip control have a function type with the P, so that the user can control or scroll between the different tab pages without triggering the PAI processing block. So it is essential for scrolling without the triggering PI, the function type of the tab strips, that means the tabs must have the function type P. Come to the next topic, scrolling locally in the tab strip control. This is a programming part, and you can see you must call all the subscreen from the flow logic, assign the function type P to all the tab titles. The ABAP program uses the controls automatically statement to declare an object of the type tab strip. So how we can call these subscreens for each of the tab strip, tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, with the help of call subscreen area 1 including SYCPROC 0101. Similarly for the second one, and similarly for the third one. As in the last lecture I have already told you, once you are calling the particular subscreen element, subscreen area into the PView block, so you must have to be also called into the PI. So we can call it call subscreen area 1, subscreen area 2, and subscreen area 3. But there is a mandatory requirement, all the function code of the tabs, tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, or the subscreen area must be the function type P. Come to the next topic, PI scrolling in the tab strip control. So you can see here, this is showing you the scrolling function of this tap step control, and it also is saying PI module, how we can determine which page the user has chosen. So in the PI module, it will determine which page the user has chosen among these tabs. So the program automatically determines which page element should be active on the basis of the tab title chosen by the user in the PI block. So we need to set the active tab page into the PI block. The program displays the corresponding screen during the processing of the PBO block. So we have set the active tab page in the PI, and the program displays the corresponding screen during the processing of the PBO, processing before output. So we need to set the subscreen corresponding to the page chosen by the user. Here we need to set the active tab page, where we need to set the subscreen corresponding to the page chosen by the user. Come to the next topic, PI scrolling in the tap strip control programming. How we can do that? As you can see, we have defined here the function type here, the function code here for FC1, FC2 and FC3. So they act as like a push button. So again we can use here the case when, and in the case we have defined this my tab strip active tab. So by default we have defined the active tab. If the active tab when FC1, then function code is 1, then it will call the screen subscreen 0101, and when we have the function code is FC2, it will call the subscreen 0102 and so on. Come to the next topic, and this is the last topic of this unit number 16, tap strip control using the wizard. As I have already told you, we can also use the tap strip control wizard, which help you to create directly the tap strip control onto the screen. You can see practically here. So this is our table control with wizard, and this is our tap strip with wizard. So by placing this tap strip wizard, it will automatically directed you to wizard, in which there would be number of options by which you can create the number of tabs, and you can also assign the function code here. This wizard also creates the respective element in the flow logic along with the required modules, subroutines and the data definitions. So you can see, we can start here. Click on the continue button, name of the program for which you want to create the tap strip control. Now give the tap strip name. Suppose I am giving here the tap strip 2. Then you can also enable scrolling in the application server, scrolling in the SAP GUI. Just click on it and then click on the continue button. Now the tab text, this is first tab. Suppose I am giving here flight booking, flight details, and then click on the continue button. Now you can see these are the assignment of the tab strip pages. So we have already given the tab text. Now we need to define the subscreen area. So here you can define the particular subscreen area to the particular tab pages. So it automatically select this subscreen, and you can either select the different subscreen here, like 0101 we have already created it. I think we have created 0100 and another subscreen that we have already created, which is 0200. Now click on the continue button. Now this is include for the data, include for the PBO module, because we need to create the PBO and PI. So automatically create the PBO and PI module here, and click on the continue and then complete. So by using this tap strip wizard, you can easily create your tap strip onto the screen. So this is the tap shift control that we have created using the wizard. It automatically assign all of the things. You can see this is function code already assigned. This is another function code of the tap already assigned, and this is the tag, this is the name. So by this wizard you can also create. The screen is also assigned screen area. So this was all about the lesson number 2 of the unit number 16.